everybody, it's Claire here from Sewing by Claire and welcome to my sewing room. Thank you for watching my twirl video, which you hopefully will have already seen, and I just wanted to do a quick review of this dress, which is a by Hand London Anna dress, and this one's been made in a viscose crepe fabric and then fully lined in viscose, 100% viscose. So this is actually my third Anna dress that I've made. This was the first one that I've made, and then I made another one that's in my wardrobe and is there for casual wear. And this one is the third one that I made, and I made this one slightly bigger. So this one is a size 14 that I've made, and it's a little bit snug on me at the moment. I don't know about you, but my weight fluctuates and my size fluctuates. So I do like to have a combination of different sizes in my wardrobe. So this one is a size 16 that I've made on here, and I think that it's got a nice amount of room in there. I do sometimes cinch it in with the yellow belt, as you saw, just on days when I want to dress it up a little bit, but this is great dress for wearing with sandals as well as with heels, and it can be dressed up or dressed down depending on your accessories. I've scooped out the front neckline, so this was the original boat neckline, and I've scooped out the front on this one. On the back here as well, then I've also done a scoop back on there. On this one I did a V-back, but it was just a little tricky to try and adjust at the back of the zip here, I found, and so I found that this deeper scoop actually helped. When I finished making this one, I did find I'd got a little bit of gapping on the back of it, and so I did take some fabric out. So the scoop originally was a bit more of a scoop, but that had to be adjusted just at the back, just to make sure that that back was fitting and it wasn't standing too far away from my body when I wore it. Other than that, I didn't make any alterations at all. Let me just turn this around again. I made the CD cup size as well on this, and then the bust darts are down here, and I've just left those free form. I do top stitch mine down just to prevent that pulling that you sometimes get at the dart level if it's a more delicate fabric. This one's quite robust. And on this one I did also put in a slit in the front, and I think I'd change that in the future. So on this one I did a slitted front, and then I took the lining right up to it. I used this lovely dark blue viscose lining inside it. But I think in future, and I might change this one actually and put a facing on there, because when it blows open it's lovely to see the lining on the inside, but I'm just not sure about seeing the blue when it's just like that. I think that the face lining, as you'll see as I've done on the inside, would be a better finish there. But again, this is all a learning curve, and it's what we pick up as we sew these garments time and time again and make them our own. Then we can actually choose what we do with them and how we change them. So that's the dress as it is now. Let me just turn it inside out. We'll have a little look in the inside. Okay, so now we're on the inside of the dress, and you can see how this face lining has actually worked. So I use the facings, I traft the facings from the original pattern pieces, make those about 2.5–3 inches deep, and then I interface those, neaten the edge. I've overlocked these, or you can hide the edge behind the lining if you wish, before then attaching it to the lining and then sewing it all from that point forward as one. And what it does is it just makes that, stabilises that neckline really nicely. It takes away the need for having a bound edge, or for thinking that that facing is going to flick out on you when you're wearing it. I also chose to face the sleeve edges as well, just to make those look really nice. And this dress has been worn several times already, so there is a little bit of fading, I think, through from deodorant, but hopefully you can't see that on the screen, but I can see it close up. Let me just turn this round. So again, we've got the lovely skirt, and I've taken that down, the lining down to the hem. Turn her round. And again on the back here, you can see how I've neatened that down along the invisible zip. I left it open on the skirt because sometimes I've found that trying to attach the lining as well to the skirt can sometimes cause issues with the bottom of the zip. So I did, on this one I've left that free, and it doesn't bother me at all that that's left free. It's just fine. I neatened all the edges on the inside with my overlocker, and so there's no risk of fraying at all there. We've got the lovely deep V on the back there. I did make sure that it just didn't go below my bra strap, so that I've got a nice bit of a V back there, which also adds to coolness as well, and it does make it a nice cool dress to wear, even though it's got some weight to it with the linen and then with the viscose on top, but it's got a nice swooshy movement to it when it moves, and when I'm wearing the dress. Let me just bring you in a bit closer because I want to show you what's on the shoulders just here. Okay, so I just want to show you this little addition here which I've got, which is actually a lingerie strap. So if we just unpop this, it's got a little press stud on the edge here that just clips. And the idea is that when you put this on, you have it unclipped, and then you lay your bra strap through there, and then you can then clip, I'll get my fingers out of the way, you then clip the long bit of ribbon back over the top, and that then holds onto your bra strap within there. It just makes sure that this dress doesn't fall off your shoulders as you're wearing it. And in fact, I've actually got some on this dress as well. So let me just show you this one. There's my bra going through, and there's my lingerie strap going through just there. So it does just, I mean, this dress is closer fitting, so it's not quite so liable to falling off. But on some dresses, this can be a game changer because you actually find those to be really, really useful. And I just make them with a little bit of ribbon and a press stud. And there is a video on my channel for how to make these as well if you wanted to have a go at putting these onto your own garment. Let me just pop you back again. So the other thing that I want to talk to you about as well is the waistline on my dresses, and it doesn't matter whether it hits slightly higher or slightly lower. And you're not going to be, I'm going to be able to see on here. Oh yes, you can see on here. So on the inside in here, oops, let me take the dress off, hold on one second. So because I've got quite a lot of tension around my waist and around my rib cage, especially on this one because this one's a bit tight at the moment, but on my dresses, when I sit down, then my midriff seems to just expand slightly. And that if I get a nice fitting dress when I'm standing, then when I actually go to sit down, it can then start to pull, and then obviously it pulls on the stitches, and then it does that laddering effect that you sometimes see on dresses. So if I show you inside here, by going through this thing here, when I've sewn my waist seam, I then go back and I sew in a length of grosgrain ribbon. So this is just stitched onto the seam allowance and the waist of the dress. It's not sewn onto the bodice, it's sewn onto the seam allowance, and it just sits there like a band, and then at the back here it goes into the zip, and you can see where my zips come out, that there's the end of the ribbon just there against the zip tape, so it goes behind there. And what it does is the grosgrain takes all of the strain from the from my expanding midriff and keeps it away from the dress, so that waist is never going to keep stretching on you as you wear it, and obviously as you launder it and the dress goes back to normal, then that all fits back into place as it should do. It's an addition that doesn't take much time at all to make, because literally I sew my bodice to my skirt, and then I just run along and I overlap the grosgrain ribbon almost up to that stitch length, probably just 2 millimeters into the seam allowance from the waist seam, and then stitch it all the way along, and then I'll fold it up into the bodice, and if I've got darts I just do a couple of stitches just to attach it to each of the darts on the front and then also on the back, and that just stops it from flicking down when I'm wearing it. It just keeps it up. But as you can see, it's totally hidden within the dress, and if there's any pulling on the dress when I sit down, then that grosgrain ribbon takes that strain, and it doesn't then pull onto my dress and onto my stitches. But as you can see, it's completely invisible from the outside. You don't see that at all, and makes a really, really good addition to your sewing. And there is a sew along on my channel for a cashmerette Upton dress, and I've included how to add a waist, I called it a waist stay, added a waist stay to that dress. And then also there's a separate video on my channel as well for adding lingerie straps to your dresses, so you can put those into ready to wear or into your makes, it doesn't matter. They're just a really, really useful addition to have onto your dresses, and just give you that extra security, whether you're boogieing or whether you're out and about or whatever. You just don't want to have to worry about it. So I hope you've enjoyed my video today, and this is the review of the by Hand London Anna dress, and there probably will be more. It's one of my go-tos for a nice dressy casual dress, lovely and comfortable to wear. I like the positioning of the bust darts. I can have the coverage if I want it, but I can also have a bit of drama in the back should I wish. I love the skirt. The skirt's nice and loose, and then again you can put that slit in should you wish or not. Totally up to you, and hopefully I've shown you it is possible to fully line the Anna dress as well. I don't think the original pattern has a lining in it, but I've always lined mine. I like the extra coverage that it gives, and I just think it gives a really nice finish. And then on the skirt, the only addition that I would make next time to this one with lining the skirt is that I would put a faced lining just on that slit edge if I do that again. But it's all a learning curve. This is how we learn, isn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you have, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you along on my sewing journey, and there'll be more videos from my sewing room in the future. And I just want to say thank you for watching today, and I hope you find it enjoyable. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.